Alright, how's it going guys? It's Thompson, or Mania11, and I am back again today with a Pokemon Wi-Fi battle. Now today I'm going to have a battle against someone by the name of Raxo from KazoWar's Wi-Fi Battle Finder, and the team that I'm going to be using for this is just the Regenerator team that I had from Monday's Road to 100, Top 100 of OU. So, I'll just go over the team quickly here once again. So we have Specially Defensive Moongus with Black Sludge. We have Mega Manectric, just a basic set. We have Slowbro, Scald, Psyshock, just in place of anything else. Slack Off, Thunderwave. We have Tornadus T with Assault Vest. This one's got Heat Wave instead of Knockoff. I'll just need to switch that over before the battle starts. But, yeah, that was probably really unprofessional. Then we have Choice Scarf Landorus T, and finally off we have Mew, so I'll just go and change that, and then we'll get into it. So, it turned out, guys, that I don't actually have one in the box, so hopefully it won't end up making too much of a difference. And before we jump into this, we'll go ahead and chuck it up full screen. So I'll go ahead and accept the battle. There we go. Looking all good. So, yeah, this is my first back into Wi-Fi in a while, so hopefully we're going to be going okay with this. I mean, I do enjoy Wi-Fi. The graphics are a lot cooler than just playing on Showdown and whatever, so hopefully this should be fine. So, getting this battle started, we'll go ahead and chuck, I don't know what all the music are. We'll go with Music 21, I don't know what it is, but hopefully it should sound cool to you guys. So, getting preparations ready. So, yeah, like I said, KazoWar's Battle Finder is cool for us YouTubers and whatever, especially if you're not that big and trying to find battles and whatever. So, getting right into this, we get our first look at the team, and I'll go ahead and screenshot that there. So, we have, let's see, probably great, Charizard Y. I really hate Charizard Y with this team. It's a massive pain in the ass. Got Rotom Wash, that's not going to be too bad as long as we keep our Amoonguss around. Gliscor can be a pain, but I mean, we do have ways of dealing with that. As long as it's, I mean, Belly Drum Azumarill isn't that bad, we can handle that. The fact that he has a Hydreigon doesn't really worry me. Hawlucha could be interesting, but I mean, we do have Landorus T to deal with that, and like I said, I'm assuming that's Charizard Y just from the basis of his team. But yeah, it should be an interesting battle, so we'll go ahead and just lead off with our Landorus Therian, just because it is Choice Scarf, U-turn, and all that. So, we'll go ahead and get into this, and yeah. So, first battle back. This, as long as I can handle that Mega Charizard Y, if it is what it is, then the battle shouldn't be too bad. If it turns out that it's an Charizard X, then I can deal with it. So, he ends up leading off with his Hydreigon. And we are Choice Scarf, so we have what? Actually, if his Choice Scarf, then he will outspeed us. So, because Landorus T has what? 91 base speed, and that has base 98 speed or something. So, with that said, probably going to be best if we just switch out. Going to go into our Amoonguss just because it is a special wall. Hopefully we can take whatever he wants to go for. Probably just going to go for the U-turn. Oh no, he just switches out completely, so doesn't go for the U-turn. He brings in the Gliscor. That's not too bad for us, as long as it's not like a weird fling acrobatic set. Because we can't get poisoned, and we should just be able to do a decent-ish amount with Giga Drain, I'd have to say. I mean, Knockoff doesn't worry us too much between Regenerator and Giga Drain, and Gliscor, yeah, shouldn't be too much of a problem, even if he is going for sub. Gliscor doesn't have the best special defense, and Giga Drain is neutral, so hopefully this will, yeah. So he can't get up a free substitute on us, because we can just break it first turn. So, with that said, there shouldn't be any problem with us just sitting here and going for the Giga Drain. I guess if he wants to go out into his Charizard or Hawlucha, then, you know, he can do that. But it shouldn't. I mean, it would be a waste of a turn if he went for Sub and we went for Spore, and we can't Spore him anyway. So I guess going for Giga Drain is just our best play here. And that's doing decentish. That did what, like 35% maybe? I don't know, maybe a third. But that Poison Heal is a pain in the ass. So we keep going for Giga Drain, and he doesn't actually have any way of getting rid of hazards. Not that we have any hazards on our team ourselves, but, you know, always good to keep that in mind. So, I mean, Amoonguss is pretty decent against this team. It handles most of the stuff. As he just decides to go out into his Charizard, we will get to see next turn what this is. I need to keep this Amoonguss around for that Rotom Wash and the Azumarill. So, I mean, this one of the things about this team is it doesn't handle Charizard Y as well. So we're just going to need to make a switch out into our Mew just to basically sack it off. I mean, if we were running Volt Switch on Mew, then it'd be able to do something. But Mew's just basically fodder at this point. I mean, it doesn't really do too much to the opponent's team. So, it's a Charizard X. Well, that is surprising then. I mean, having a look at his team from early, he only had 2 special attackers, so I was expecting it to be a Charizard Y, but no, it turns out to be a Charizard X, and we can eat that Dragon Claw, and we have plenty of counters to Charizard X, so we can just make nice and safe switching to our Slowbro, which ironically on our game is a female, so it's like a female bro. I don't know, don't question it. But Slowbro will be able to take this Dragon Claw, even if he does decide to set up a Dragon Dance on this turn. He switches out. That's fine. He goes into his Gliscor. He can go for Toxic, he can go for Knockoff. Both of them are fine. The only thing is that he will be taking a shit ton of damage from this Scald. So, and I mean, if he did have a Charizard Y, then Scald wouldn't be doing as much, obviously because of the sun and everything. As he goes out into Washington, the Rotom Wash, that's fine with me. So the Scald won't be doing much. Yeah, that's fine. And we don't get the burn, unfortunately. But Rotom Wash with the leftovers, so it's not a Chesto, Resto, or a Choice Scarf set or anything. And we can just switch out into our Amoonguss at this point. So, not too bad at this point. I mean, yeah, seems to be going decently well so far. And what's he going to do? Probably just going to be going for a safe Volt Switch or something. I mean, we could have stayed in and taken that, but it's safest just to be switching out at this point. As he goes for a Hydro Pump, predicting what? I mean, there's nothing really on my team that... I mean, apart from, I guess, Landorus, but you're not going to be switching a Landorus in on a Rotom Wash anyway. So, what's he going to be going into? Probably the Charizard again, which means... I guess Spore's just my safest move here. If he stays in, we get to put the Rotom to sleep. If he goes out to his Charizard, then we get to put that to sleep. So, you know, pretty, like, safe move at this point. As he goes out into his Hawlucha, that's fine. Nice and shiny Hawlucha. Now, most of these are, like, Power Herb ones, from what I remember. I mean, I haven't seen any Hawluchas since Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire came out, but yep, it appears that it's not a Lumberry one. I mean, Lumberry Hawlucha is pretty cool, but, what? Slowbro again? I mean, Slowbro, we carry Psyshock. 4 fighting types and whatever. I guess Ice Beam could have also been good in this situation, but yeah. So Hawlucha should still be asleep unless there's some weird rest talk bulk upset. I don't know. And we'll just go ahead and fire off a Psyshock. Because even if he does bring in Rotom Wash again, it will be doing neutral damage to it, so he does end up bringing in Rotom Wash again. That's fine. I'm cool with that. He goes for the Psyshock, and let's see how much that does. That does... I'd say that would be a physically defensive Rotom Wash. I mean, judging by how much that did. And what? I'd say this turn we can just bring in our Manectric and... I mean, he saw that we switched out into Amoonguss last time, so if he goes for a Volt Switch, we will be getting a +1 right here. So, going out into our Manectric as he goes for the Thunderbolt. Perfect! Getting a nice +1 special attack there, and now our hits should be doing a massive amount of damage to his team, and once we Mega, we outspeed everything. So, I don't see any reason not to go for a Thunderbolt at this point. I mean, at +1 it will be doing a lot to the Rotom. Gliscor does resist it, like is immune, but then we can just outspeed it and hit it up with a +1. Hidden Power Ice the next turn, as that did decent amount there. As he goes for the Will-O-Wisp, not that big of a deal. I mean, we can take that just fine, and we will knock it out next turn if he does decide to stay in. So we may as well just go for the Thunderbolt. I mean, there's not much that he can do in this situation. He could... I'm expecting his Hydreigon to come in. Like, that'd make the most sense. We saw at the start that he didn't want to go for the U-turn against our Landorus. But I'm feeling that that's the only reasonable thing that I can see that would be Choice Scarf on my opponent's team. So, I mean, Choice Scarf will outspeed me as he goes into his Charizard X. Okay, that's fine. That also resists my hits, I guess. As we may as well just go for the Volt Switch. We're +1, it's resisted. I mean, there's not much we can do. Although that did a shit ton of damage to that thing. I mean, that was very nice. And now Slowbro is pretty good. He does have the Hydreigon, of course, but now that Rotom Wash is gone, we can start to deal with some stuff on his team. So he's going for the Dragon Dance, that's fine. We can deal with it, Not that big of an issue. Go ahead straight for the Thunder Wave. If he does want to bring in his Hydreigon, we paralyze that. If he stays in, we paralyze this and can deal some decent damage on the next turn. Pretty win-win. Although Gliscor could come in, I don't know why you would. Scalded do a shit ton. And we haven't yet seen the Azumarill. The way that it has been playing that relatively safely, I would expect that to be maybe a Belly Drum set. Although it would be a bit weird to have... No, he brings it in here. So we get the power off on the Azumarill, so that's fine, And now we can just make a safe switch into Amoonguss. Amoonguss isn't physically defensive, but because we do resist both of Azumarill's stab, and we've had our item removed from Gliscor's knockoff, it shouldn't be able to do too much. As it turns out that it just gets paralyzed. That's fine. And now what? I guess this turn we're just going to go for a Clear Smog. I mean, it's super effective against this. If Charizard wants to come back in, it's neutral against that. It's basically only not super effective against his Gliscor. So we'll just need to see how that goes. So he does end up withdrawing this, and he goes into his Hawlucha. That's fine. Hawlucha will be taking this decently well. I mean, it's an Amoonguss with, what, 60 base power move? So, I mean, could have been worse. Could have been worse. And now Hawlucha is, Slowbro is free to just come in. So, our defensive core has been doing a lot of work this battle. I mean, we haven't had to bring in any of our offensive threats yet. I guess we could have brought in one of them. I mean, we could have brought in Tornadus here, outsped it. No, I don't think we outspeed. If it's max speed Hawlucha, we don't outspeed it. But we can just go for a Psyshock here, as he decides to just leave it in. This is what, his second turn of sleep, so maybe it might be his third. But we are able to just take out the Hawlucha, which means Hydreigon would definitely be coming in this turn. I mean, I don't see any reason why he wouldn't be bringing in Hydreigon. It's a free switch, he's got Dark type moves. Yeah. So there it is, he brings in the Hydreigon. And what does he have left? He has... We don't have any use for Mew anymore. I mean, Gliscor's got its Toxic Orb. Azumaril's paralyzed. He's got a Charizard which is immune, and this which is going to be a special attacker. So Will-O-Wisp isn't useful. He can't set up hazards. I don't see much point of keeping Mew around for much longer. As we end up taking that, I mean, I was just going to sack Mew off, but you know, we end up taking a Draco Meteor from a Hydreigon. That's fine, that's fine. We'll go ahead and go for the knockoff, just in case he wants to do something stupid. But we will be losing our Mew here, so that's fine, that's fine. We can deal with that. As now that this goes down, it's at -4 special attack and everything. We should be free to just go into... I guess Tornadus can just come in and just go for a safe U-turn. There's not much that he can do. He'll definitely be wanting to switch out. Because Superpower's kind of useless at this point when he's got Gliscor and Azumarill left. As he does end up going into Azumarill, that's fine. U-turn will give us the momentum to go into... what's the name? The Mushroom. Amoonguss, that's it. Wow, getting the name off my Pokemon. That's slightly sad. Oh well. This has been pretty good battles so far. I mean, he does have that Charizard, which, if he gets up enough Dragon Dances, could still potentially be a problem. But at this point, it shouldn't be too bad. And at this point, I'm really wishing that I had Hidden Power Ice on my Amoonguss instead of Hidden Power Fire. Because Hidden Power Fire wouldn't have done anything for this battle, but Hidden Power Ice would have hit, well, this Gliscor for 4 times, would have hit his Hydreigon and Charizard, both, well, Hydreigon super effectively, Charizard neutrally. You get the idea. Would have been more useful. As he goes for the Stealth Rocks, so it turns out that it is a Stealth Rock Toxic Heal Gliscor. That's very interesting, as we get a crit. Judging from the damage before, that crit did matter, but I mean, we had ways to deal with that eventually on our team. I mean, we still had Scald Slowbro left, so that's down. We have a massive fucking truck driving past outside, and now he brings in his Hydreigon, as we took out Hawlucha, didn't we? Yes, so nothing is asleep on his team. He still has his paralyzed Azumarill, which means we can just stay in here, go for a Spore as he goes for the Fire Blast. Okay, that's fine. We should be able to live this. Max Special Defense, Max HP, easily eating that up. That did, like, just over half. I mean, like, 2 damage over half. So, that thing is asleep. We are free. What does he have left? He has this, he has his Charizard X, and he has his Azumarill. So, we can now just go up into... we'll go into our Tornadus. I mean, we can fire off a Hurricane if we need to, or we can go for Superpower U-turn, respectively, depending on what he wants to do. So we will be taking a quarter of our health from those Stealth Rocks, but that's fine. We do have Regenerator. Hurricane will be doing a shit ton. Well, I mean, it'll be doing decent damage to whatever he wants to bring in. I shouldn't be saying it'll do a ton. But he does bring in his Azumarill. Judging from damage on this earlier and stuff, this is probably... yeah, that's definitely your Soul Vest. We go for the U-turn, get out of there, and now we get to see what he wants to go for. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't want this to go for a knockoff on my Slowbro, because we still need Slowbro sort of to check the Charizard X. So I guess after Intimidate, we should be able to take a hit with Manectric, I'm hoping. And if he does go for knockoff, then obviously Mega Stone will reduce the damage. As he goes for the Play Rough, okay, that's fine. No, it's not. Oh well, we lose our Manectric, that's fine. Would have been shit if he got parried there, I mean, after all the other hacks so far. But, I mean, what can we do? Hurricane didn't do that much last time that we were in. So, we're going to the Landorus. We'll now be at -2. If he want, I think we'll just go for a U-turn here. I mean, at this point, I guess he'd be expecting us to go for an Earthquake, although he does still have his Hydreigon left. And I mean, if we can get U-turn damage on this, then it'll probably be in Hurricane range. Get U-turn damage on the Hydreigon, then that'll be doing massive amounts of damage. And if he brings in Charizard X, then we just switch out into Slowbro. So, U-turn's still our best play here, I think. I mean, with his Hydreigon left, we can't yet be spamming Earthquake. So that's the last thing that we need to get rid of before basically Landorus cleans up, I'd say. So, yes. So, come on. I mean, the U-turn core does make the switching very, very easy for this team. So, we'll just need to wait and see what this person decides to do, and then we can go from there. Maybe calcing something? I don't know. I mean, for the first Wi-Fi battle back into the main series, I'm feeling it's going pretty decently. I don't know. You guys will need to tell me after when I post this. So, we have Hydreigon Asleep, this parried, and Charizard X left. Oh, shit, it's my turn. I thought that I clicked my move. I apologize. It turned out that I missed the U-turn button. As he does go out into Triforce, that's fine. We go for the U-turn, and let's see, that did a shit ton. Holy crap! So now at this point, we just go into Tornadus, and now between Tornadus and Landorus, we should just be able to clean up the game. So Tornadus and Landorus will go for the Hurricane. Right, you like a hurricane? I don't know. Hurricane will... so it is Choice Scarf. There we go. We finally get to find out that it is Choice Scarf. That's cool. That's cool. Managed to hit both of our Hurricanes so far. That's better luck than what I've usually had, which is cool. We're getting good luck. I mean, that Parahacks, the crit, and now hitting both of our Hurricanes. It now brings back in the Azumarill. We don't really need this for anything else, so we can just stay in, go for a Hurricane, see what he wants to lock himself. I mean, it might be Choice Band at this point. You don't know. Go for that. He goes for the Waterfall. Let's see how much this does. That's Choice Banding, I'd have to say. I mean, I don't know the exact calcs for it, but I would have to say that that would be a choice banded Azumarill. Just judging from the damage. And at this point, we clean up with Earthquake. So we hit Earthquake here, this thing dies. Okay, maybe it's not. I don't know, I was mixing up between Choice Banded and Assault Vest. Obviously, he switched moves there, so he must be Assault Vest, I'm guessing. Maybe Tornadus T really is just that weak on the physical side. I mean, I do have a minus defense nature, so yeah, that could be it. As he brings in his Charizard X, we still have our Slowbro left, so even if he does set up one here, live, and then take us out with a Dragon Claw or something, that's fine, because we can then just counter him with our Slowbro as we manage to take him out. And we get a nice 4-0, is it 4-0? 3-0 victory there against Raxo. So thank you very much, Raxo. If you do end up seeing this, that's great. I hope you enjoyed the battle. Definitely enjoyed playing you myself. I mean, it was a good battle and everything, and yeah, I'm enjoying getting back into the swing of things. So, hope you guys all enjoyed. I'm RandomMania11, and I'm signing off.